Well, this week on Alexander Arms Hunt Wicked Close TV, we're headed down to the Junco Ranch for whitetail deer. This is going to be a mixed bag of hunts, folks. You're not going to miss any of it. Hunt Wicked Close TV starts right now.
We are headed back down to one of our favorite ranches here in Texas. We're headed to the Junco Ranch. And if you'll remember, December of last year, I took a really nice whitetail. It was Ken's buck before I got there, so I got him on that one. But we're headed back down, and it's also the same place where we did our first ever helicopter hunt. And if you remember, I was terrified, but I think I quickly got over that fear. What do you say?
Well, we made it down to the Junco Ranch, met up with Harvey Hernandez and West Ward. We headed off down to the gun range to make sure that the Alexander Arms 6.5 Grendels were still dead on. After making sure that the Alexander Arms 6.5 Grendels were on, Harvey told Rachel he knew a stand that had some hogs coming into it. And right at last light, Rachel had a really nice wild hog come into the feeder. You hit him.
He's a big pig. He's a really big pig.
It was a coyote rum.
All right, Harvey. Well, we divided and conquered tonight. We're back out at the Junco, and I've been a good shot every time I come out here, huh?
I'll tell you what, you get it done. You get it done.
And we like to get it done here at the Junco. This boar was probably about 140 yards out when I made the shot, and he gave us a run for our money because we had to track him about 65 yards, but we didn't come up empty-handed.
Hey, he's here.
He's here. That's right.
Awesome.
And we love coming out to the Junco. As y'all know, we've built a great rapport with these guys. They're like family. And as always, we can't thank Harvey enough, Harvant Feeders and the Junco Ranch for teaming up once again with Hunt Wicked Close TV.
Well, after Rachel recovered her hog, it was time to take in a South Texas sunset, get some rest, and dream about what the next day would hold at the Junco Ranch. This segment of Hunt Wicked Close is brought to you by Alexander Arms. Accurate, reliable, deadly.
We're on the far west side of the pasture in the Junco that we hunt. And we're up against a pasture that's been managed for a long time. We're right on this boundary, about 400 yards. And the plan here is hoping to draw a deer that's been under his management program. We're into our third year in our pasture, and it's one of my favorite spots here on this ranch. It's been a ranch that's, if you talk to any serious trophy hunter, they know the Junco. It's had a reputation for a long time. And if I was hunting without Wayne, I'd probably be here if I wasn't further south of here. But I love this part of the ranch.
Well, Wayne's first afternoon in the stand brought no shooter bucks. But anytime you're in the stand at the Junco Ranch, it's never a dull moment. There's always something to look at, always something to watch, and always something to film at the Junco Ranch. While Wayne and West were taking in the sights all around them in the stand, West caught something moving out of the corner of his eye and told Wayne it's a coyote.
You got him, and I got it too.
Well, West, we're doing a little bit of predator control on your lease here.
I appreciate it.
But anyway, he was about 100 yards away. Came through. You saw him sneaking through the brush over here, coming from your side, and then as soon as he hit that road, it didn't look like he was going to stop.
No.
But you got on him with the camera.
Yep. First time filming.
I guess you passed your first test on filming. Well, we're here at the Junco Ranch. This is West Ward. He's the guy who we have been hunting with for what, a couple of years now.
Yes, sir.
And we've always had a great time on this ranch, shooting coyotes, of course, javelina, hogs, whitetail,
That's it.
bobcats. I mean, everything. I want to thank you, Wes, for
You
having
bet.
us here.
Enjoyed
And
it.
It's been a great time, and folks, if you want to have a hunt on a truly deep South Texas mesquite brush ranch that has a lot of quality animals, these are the guys to get a hold of. And I understand you got a lot of javelina hunts available
Yes, sir.
for like later on this year, or
Management deer hunts.
management deer
varmint
hunts, hog hunts, and it's great, folks. Give these guys a call.
Well, that next morning had Wayne in a totally different area and a totally different stand. This area was known for holding some really nice bucks. They just couldn't make up their mind whether or not this mainframe 8 with a kicker was old enough to be shot, as the Junco has a very strict management program. Well, that morning rolled on, and Wayne again didn't shoot a buck. But he did see a whole bunch of javelina. So as the sun came up and the hunt was over with, Wayne decided to get out of the blind and see if he could find some of those javelina that he had seen earlier that morning.
it here. Got us a nice little javelina here on the Junco Ranch. We spot and stalked them and put them down. Nice bonus to a nice whitetail hunt here on the Junco Ranch. Let's see if we can get another one, Harvey.
This segment of Hunt Wicked Close is brought to you by Cinnamon Creek Archery, the largest archery retailer in the nation. Well, Rachel's first morning in the blind started out with her and her Matthews bow. Rachel wanted a chance to try and take one of those Junco bucks with stick and string. Unfortunately, the buck that stood in front of her for over 15 minutes was just too young. A trophy in anybody's book, but at the Junco, they've got to be 6.5 years or older. This deer still had some growing to do. Rachel ended that morning's hunt with memories that'll last a lifetime. That afternoon, Harvey Hernandez, owner of Harvant Feeders, took Rachel to a totally different area that was known for its doe population. And everybody knows where the ladies gather, so do the guys. Now Rachel could have shot either one of these bucks, but she really liked that 5x3 buck. She said he had the wow factor.
That's him, right?
That's right.
Okay. As soon as he gives me a shot, I'm gonna take it. So Harvey, y'all been watching that deer. How old do you think he was?
That deer is going to be 5 at minimum. He's
Okay.
probably going to be 6, but you know, he's an 8-point management deer,
Right.
and he's really nice. He's got long brow tines, unusual long brow tines.
And I consider that a trophy.
Oh,
I mean,
he's
they've
so
got
awesome.
they've got bigger bucks out here, but we don't come out here to take their trophies. We're just out here for a management hunt. But they have some really nice management bucks that are still unbelievable.
Yeah. And you know, I hadn't seen that deer on the hood, but when I saw it earlier, I'm like, whoa, this deer's nice.
Yeah, and there was another good one with him, and so
Yeah.
I always try to make sure I'm going to shoot the right deer, because that's my biggest fear, shooting
Yeah,
the wrong
and
one.
the other one that was with him, you guys saw it on film. He's
Yeah.
he's a 4-year-old, so he's got 2 more years to
Yeah.
grow, and he's really nice.
He's very nice. So
Nice,
awesome.
yeah.
Harvey's really my good luck. My friend,
Arrowhead.
my arrowhead. That's right. Everybody knows that Ken loves arrowheads, and Harvey found one coming to the stand, and I told him to keep it, and he said, "No, give it to Ken." And I said, "Well, that'll be my good luck charm." So
There you go.
here it is. So it's going in my pocket. Ken doesn't get to keep it. But also, I had met a young bow hunter named Ellie at Cinnamon Creek Ranch, and several months ago, and I gave her a bracelet that I had, a paracord bracelet, and her family said, "Well, you'll have to send Rachel one that you make." Turns out she had one in her bag, and she makes them out of duct tape. So
Awesome.
I wore this on my elk hunt. Now, Ellie, we've got a deer down at the Junco Ranch. So again, that's my other good luck.
Awesome.
I'm so excited.
That's
I'm
great.
so pumped. I can't wait to go down there and find him, and hopefully he didn't run far. So again, hopefully it was a good shot. Thank
was.
you, Harvey. You know how much I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, Junco Ranch 2013, we're back. Hunt Wicked Close is doing it their way. We're taking Hunt Wicked Close to them. And girls rule, because I have taken the first time I have hunted here, last year and this year. Harvey's been my guide out here. He knows his deer, he studies these deer. And they've been watching this one, and look at this. He's got 3 on one side, 5 on the other. Just a very different deer. He's beautiful. He had a wow factor coming in. When I saw him, I was like, wow, he's a good one. And Harvey and I had to do some maneuvering in the blind for me to get the shot on him and to make sure we had the camera rolling. And I'd say we did a pretty good job because he's down and it got videoed. So thank you, Harvey, so much. Thanks to West here at the Junco also. 6.5 Grundle, did some damage. First hunt with it, and boom. Got a really nice whitetail on the ground here in South Texas at the Junco Ranch.
Well, you folks know that Rachel having such a successful hunt, Ken wasn't going to be left behind. So that next morning, Ken and West Ward, host of the Junco Ranch, went to a location that only West Ward knew about. West had said that this particular blind and area held some really nice bucks. Well, little did they know that a buck that had never been seen before would show up. Well, Ken and West watched that buck all morning long, feeding down the sendero. But West just could not judge if the deer was old enough to be shot. So we returned back to camp, played the video for others to see, and it was determined that this deer was definitely old enough. So with that being said, that afternoon, Ken was back in that same blind, looking for this buck. What a buck here at the Junco Ranch. This thing is absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about this ranch. We run smooth out of light. He didn't go 35 yards from where I shot him with that Alexander Arms Grindle. I don't know what he'll score. It's probably not very high as far as inch-wise, but honestly, I don't care. He's a 6.5-year-old, fully mature buck. Well, that was a really nice buck that I took out the Junco Ranch this season. Now we're on to Whitney, West Ward's daughter, as she goes after a buck that they have named Krabby. He's 6.5 to 7.5 years old and is quite the buck. This was a cold, foggy morning, and the fog continuously got heavier and heavier during the hunt.
He's going to be a minimum of 7.5 or maybe even 8.5. His forehead's dished out. Going to have a beautiful, beautiful mount with this deer. A lot of people don't understand the work that it takes to grow deer like this. Congratulations. What a phenomenal deer. Other than being the most proud dad, I know Ken and Rachel and all the guys at Hunt Wicked Close are really going to be impressed when they see this video. And this is how we call getting it done, Hunt Wicked Close.
Well, with the buck on the ground, was nothing left but the work. Harvey, owner of Harvant Feeders, shows just how convenient his tailgate feeder really is. Swings completely out of the way from the tailgate of your truck, allowing you to put the tailgate down and load up your deer. Well, that's it for this week of Alexander Arms Hunt Wicked Close TV. Sure hope you enjoyed the Junco Ranch as much as we did. Make sure to join us next week as Wayne is headed off down to Florida to get after some big old sea trout and some bull redfish. And while he's there, He also gets after a few wild hogs and an Osceola turkey. You're not going to want to miss next week's show, folks. It's going to be great. And until next week, always remember, hunt safe, hunt often, but always hunt wicked close. God bless each and every one of you, and the good Lord willing, we'll see you next week. Hunt Wicked Close has been brought to you by Alexander Arms, Innovation Unleashed. Cinnamon Creek Ranch, the ultimate in archery. Charlie Gilchrist, Southwest Auto Group. MaxBox, the most versatile magnetic gun rest on the market by Eagle Eye HG. Closed captioning provided by Boning Archery and Insights Wildlife Nutrition Solutions, as well as these other fine sponsors.